Mary, do you see me? Do you see me?
I always see you.
Okay, you see me, but I'm going to tell you, there are so many times in my life where I feel invisible.
I find that so hard to believe because you are like such a big personality. It's hard to imagine that you feel invisible.
Now, can you imagine that I send out sometimes, I don't know, let's say I send out 30 emails.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get 2 people responding back.
Do you think that just means that people are overwhelmed with email though? Like, why
No.
would you think you're invisible?
No. There's 2 reasons. I have a lot of clients that complain about invisibility. I feel invisible. There are 2 things. One is there's a belief system that I am invisible. It has to do with self-esteem issues. It has to say a lack of worth. I don't deserve to be seen, things like that. And we'll talk about that one. But there's also another one. And the other one is when you start to raise your consciousness, you start to become invisible to people who are in a lower consciousness.
So by raising consciousness, what do you mean? Like I'm feeling good, I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling all is well?
Yes, we're very complicated. So it's not just your morals.
Mm-hmm.
It's our emotional field, but it also has to do with our frequency, our vibration, our average.
Mm.
And the common person vibrates about 40 to 50 cycles per second.
Mm.
When you start to work on yourself, and a lot of people will notice this, when they start to work on themselves and their consciousness raises, their cycles per second raise.
Mm.
What happens? What do people complain about the most? I'm losing friends. People can't hear me anymore. People don't invite me out anymore.
Yeah, people don't respond when I text them.
People don't respond. People don't return my emails. It's not that people are saying, oh, ignore Brenda.
Mm-hmm.
They really don't see me because I've done so much work. The cycles per second, the vibration has, so I'm up here and I'm connecting to people, not worse, nothing like that. It just, they're in a lower vibration. They can't really even see me.
Yeah, but feeling invisible and walking around the world feeling invisible is not like a happy place to be. And I know some people that feel that way, and like I don't know how to help them or even support them in that. Like that's a tough one.
Yeah. So we can take this in chunks, so we can maybe cut this in 2.
Mm-hmm.
But we can talk about the high vibration one.
Mm-hmm.
Because and then we can talk about the other one after maybe.
Okay.
The high vibration one is as you have your awakening, and you start talking to your friends about what you've learned, and they can hear you, and you're talking, oh, I don't resonate with that, whatever. But you have this pull in your heart. You want to find out, who am I? How does this work? Like, there's more to this world. Mm-hmm. And when you start that awakening journey, that self-inner work, what happens is you start to raise your consciousness. You're going to start to notice the friends pull away, relationships change, and you go to a place that feels more lonely. So then you say, why would I do the work if that's the case? Mm-hmm. It's kind of a fallout of doing the work. Because there are so many people nowadays doing the work, there are more people that are in that higher consciousness. So it just, how do we connect to them? Mm-hmm. How do we connect to them? But what you're finding is that there's a lot of people who are talking about this stuff, and they're getting more followers. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, people didn't even know what Reiki was.
Yeah.
Now, people are opening up to that. So this invisibility feeling that we have, it's the shifting of who you are.
So it's that feeling of when you're lonely, and if people are stepping away from you, it's like, how do you need to reconnect to people who are more like you?
Yeah.
And find communities that are thinking and learning about and doing the same new things that you're doing,
That's right.
to help find a community.
Yeah. For instance, my friends have changed. I mean, you get me. I get you. So I text you, you text me back.
Yeah.
I reach out, you reach out back. But there are other friends that they don't connect to me anymore. They can't hear me. And I used to be sad over it, but I just let it go because I understand the dynamics of it. You know, and then I'll talk to clients or parents of clients, or they'll talk about their children and say, my child's very sensitive, they're doing work on themselves, but they feel so lonely in this world. So then I was talking to this one lady, and I said, you know what I was thinking of doing this coming summer? I thought, I have a lot of different clients in different ages. I'm going to have a barbecue or some type of picnic, a day where all my clients can come and meet each other.
Oh, that's cool.
And she said, oh my gosh, I would volunteer to help out because my son needs someone to talk to and connect. And these are people from age 15 to 30. But it doesn't end there. There are people in their 60s that are doing the work that they say they feel lonely. Yeah. And it's just that connecting to people who are like-minded, but it's not, we don't have to think exactly the same. Because when you get to this level, you understand that everyone can think differently and you accept them for who they are.
Yeah.
But it's that level of consciousness, that higher vibration, that I love being in your space. He's like being with me. But when I walk into a room sometimes, and I laugh at this, somebody might run out right when I walk in. I've done nothing wrong.
No.
Just my presence upset them.
Yeah, so it's something that we have to learn more about, is this high frequency business, and that it's not a bad thing when we're feeling invisible to people or when we're feeling lonely, but there are some things that we can do to make ourselves feel better.
Yeah.
So reach out to new communities. Anything else that you can think of?
You know, YouTube has so many great speakers out there nowadays, you know, so listen to podcasts, and sometimes these people who are organizing these do put on some in-person stuff. The thing is right now is because of the internet, you can get into a group of people that you really like and then find out this person's in France, they're in Australia, they're in the... So you may never connect with them.
Or all the more reason to travel.
Yeah, that's true.
Go visit them.
Yeah, exactly. Or you can even just ask, hey, you know what? I really resonated with you. Can we have a chat?
Yeah. Before I talk to you about this, I always thought feeling invisible, you know, and I've heard people say that before, and it makes me feel sad for people when they say that. But really, if we shift our perspective about thinking about that, it's not necessarily a bad thing. That people aren't connecting with you, that aren't, you know, there for your growth, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just going to throw this out there.
Yeah.
Here's another example. So, you know how I do house clearings?
Yeah.
All right. When I do a house clearing, what I'm doing is I'm shifting the frequency of the house. So we're going to the molecular level, the crystalline grid. Now, a lot of people will say, I have a lot of negative people that come visit my home and I don't like it. I want all their energy out. I want everything deeply cleansed. Now, once we do that deep cleaning, what happens to the house? It is raised its frequency. Now, I love this. People will say, Brenda, those negative people don't come over anymore. Why don't those people come over anymore? The house that was kind of a normal 3D house got a very deep cleansing, so it raised its vibration into a love frequency. Those people either can't see your house anymore, I know that sounds weird, or they don't feel like they even want to go close to the house because it's too high vibrational.
Wow.
So that is just it's there, it happens, right? And people say, how is that happening? They're so happy because the negative people aren't coming over anymore. And then the people that are coming in, they're like, They love the feeling of the house. It feels lighter. We're more joyful. There's no more drama.
Mm-hmm.
Because the house raises vibration. So when I raise my vibration, what am I doing? I'm collecting people who think more along my lines.
Mm-hmm.
They're in a more joyful, happy, positive state.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we all can go up and down,
Yeah.
but there's an average frequency, and we've raised it. So like we're on our own vibrational island.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's happening. So you never want to stop doing the work, even though you can feel isolated.
Mm-hmm.
You want to find somehow to connect. If you're in the GTA area and you're listening to this and you feel sad or lonely, reach out.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have a really nice group chat going on.
Yeah.
And hopefully a lot of those people are local.
Mm-hmm.
There's some that aren't. But hopefully we'll get something together so people can really connect. I think we miss that connection.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So if you've resonate with what you heard here today, if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling invisible, connect at www.sobrilliant.ca and join our community. Thanks for everything today.
Thank you for joining us.
If you have any questions or comments, visit us at sobrilliant.ca.
Sending you lots of love and light. Until next time.